Hello.
Hello.
That was seamless.
Wasn't it?
You nailed it.
Thank you.
Episode 174.
174 it is. Welcome, everyone, to another one of our great shows.
How's the weather outside? Have you been outside today?
I haven't enjoyed the wonderful weather.
In
I hear
Melbourne,
it's good.
You wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Wouldn't you?
That's gorgeous. Beautiful. Cherry blossoms are finished.
Oh, damn, missed them.
That's enough of the weather. What a week it has been.
It's been pretty busy.
No?
A lot of things have been happening. We have a lot more things about to happen.
We had a special live last week.
We did from the
on
track.
site from the track. So we'll more news on that later. That was pretty awesome.
It was pretty awesome.
We've got a special guest in the studio today.
We do.
I didn't get to do a social media post, so did it ever happen? I don't know, but he is here. I can confirm.
That's right. That is true.
There's one special guest and 3 offspring.
Yes.
They come together, a pack.
They do.
They're a
That's
team.
right. How about we say hello to some people who
Who
have
we
listened in the
got?
comments? Dave White's on. Dave White's on every week,
Oh, he loves to
isn't
watch.
he? Yes.
Who wouldn't?
Craig Jones too. He's always on.
Are you entertained?
BT. Thunder Turbine 88. I've got this little thing flying around.
Look
Who's
comical. Do it again.
Iron Wolf 92. Hello. I think you're a new name.
Don't look too hard.
I have to because I don't have my glasses on.
I
But there
think-
you go. That's everyone.
I've never
Welcome
seen you with
along, and I'm
glasses.
sure more people will be watching as well. Now,
What
what I
have-
got here?
What have we got here?
We've got car of the day.
Well,
a bit different this
you've
time.
given it away.
Oh, sorry. It's vehicle of the day. Vehicle of the week.
Well, you've given it away. It is a car.
Is it?
It's got a front ride height issue.
No, it hasn't. It's just jacked up.
So what do we need to know?
We need to know the make,
The make,
the model,
the model,
the scale,
scale.
the
Not like
weight.
not like a fish.
Fish scales. I heard some funky thing about fish scales. I'll get into that a bit later. Totally unrelated. And it's a special version of a particular car. So you can pick that out for us as well.
So it's going to have a unique color. It's a unique
Yes.
model.
Yes.
It's a pretty special.
It's a
little car.
one-off. It's a one-off.
Well, they've made more than one.
Of this version, only one.
Of that version.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you've got 3 of them at home.
Maybe.
Let's get on with the show.
All right.
Let's
Okay,
get
so
the
get
little
on
car
to
up.
guessing about that. Let's move on. What shall we?
Let's
talk
in
about
fact
first.
move on. I say we get our guest on.
I concur.
You concur?
Yes.
Let's get our guest or guests on. The team.
Hello.
Come on,
in.
guys. Everybody in. Huddle. Can you all fit? You'll have to name yourselves in
Hello.
order of appearance. You're going to stand up on there. The little one's got all shy.
Yeah, that's
Who have we got here, Lachlan? Lachlan is, in fact, the president of Bendigo On-Road Radio Control Car Club.
Yep.
A fine establishment, if I do say so. I'm rather biased, though,
me too.
being that we are, in fact, sponsors of the club and all that it does. And up and amongst in about 3 weeks, I would like to say. Is that it?
Yeah, it's a bit,
In 3 weeks, we have the club's marquee event. It's once a year event.
It is.
Where people from all around the country come and visit. And it's called the Hearns Hobbies Bendigo Classic.
And it's awesome.
And it is awesome.
Mm.
And we really try and get the fundamentals of a good race meeting, which is fun, isn't it?
Mm. Fun and learning, really, isn't it?
Last year was really, really good. BJ and myself will probably be pestering the event again with our dodgy commentary.
For sure.
Try and bring a bit of joy and a bit of smiles to people's faces while we're all racing our radio control cars.
That's right.
Now, it is an on-road track. And Lachlan has been on before.
yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
But who have we got here with you now?
We got Nash and Audrey
Nash and Audrey
and Cassidy. That's a bit shy.
and Cassidy that's gone all shy from the camera. Now, look at the camera, guys.
Probably see it.
So, Lachlan races truck.
Tries to hear.
Yep.
Truck's good fun.
Nash races phaser.
Yep.
And 21.5 junior.
Correct.
And Audrey races phaser.
Phaser. Yep.
Audrey and Nash were part of, and little Cassidy too, no, were part of the Junior Development Day that we had back in July.
Mm.
It seems like a long time ago now. And that was that was the last time that I was there.
Mm.
That was a fantastic day out. But yeah, we're going to talk all things Bendigo Classic.
Mm.
So it's 3 weeks away.
Entries close in a little bit over 30th of September.
30th of September, entries close. So if you haven't entered, please get your entries in.
We've entered, haven't we?
We have entered.
Mm.
They may be skewed at the moment, and they have released drivers' listings. People they froth for the listing.
Give me a listing.
They want to know who's where
I want to be listed.
and why they're there. So I'm not, in fact, running 21.5. However, you will be.
I will be.
Yeah, that's my fault.
That's fine.
I got them round.
Well, I sort of circumnavigated this. So get your entries in, and if you do have an entry, buy your tyres.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, make sure you leave yourself time to allocate your tyres. The tyres are not allocated for this event. These tyres, and because they're such good tyres, they're being sold Australia-wide at a rapid rate. They're really good tyres. So if you are racing, please get your tyres. I'd like to say that there's going to be enough, but if Joe Bloggs calls up from Queensland and orders 50 sets of tyres, we'll be buying 50 sets of tyres, and that's 50 cents less that somebody from that half of Bendigo can buy.
That's right.
So get yourselves organised. If you've got your entry, then that way you know you've got them. As simple as that.
That's right.
The tyre testing that's gone down the past month.
Yep.
Yeah, because the tyres have been in stock for months now. So they've done two. We've run them pretty much 2 club races across the softest tyre, which is the D32.
D32, yes.
And across all the classes for that's run, it's done 10 runs before it's even got anywhere close.
No issues there.
No issues. All that we'll be asking of them is 7 runs. The TCR and modified tyre is phenomenal. The D36 spoke. That is a really robust tyre, which is exactly what we're after. And the EX40 that everybody's familiar with is extremely fast.
Yes.
So there's a really good balance. We've absolutely nailed the tyre specifications. So order your tyres, get them in, get your nominations in. Now, if you are worried about the referendum voting, it's as simple as going to the AEC online and then you apply for a postal vote.
I'm glad you said that because I need to do that.
Just go and do it. And they send you the thing and you postal vote. You don't have to leave your house. Well, to go put it in the post box, but that's it.
Right.
Don't have to queue up for hours and stuff like that. You say, I'm going with Brett and BJ to Bendigo.
That's
and
right.
That's all the permission that you need.
That's it.
So make sure you do that because we don't want people in a position where they're running around like headless crooks on Saturday of the race meeting.
No, they'll be waiting in line for 3 hours.
That's right.
Miss the whole race.
Pretty much. So do yourself a favour, get that one sorted. That's a really simple 5-minute thing.
Yeah.
Get your tyres sorted and get your entries in.
That's
You
it.
don't want to miss this out. It's going to be the best race in Victoria this year.
It will be, for
Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely.
So we're going to be there again, right? We're going to be there on Friday.
We'll be there on
And we'll do
Friday.
it live on the
We'll
Friday.
do a live from the track Friday. We might do a live from the pub Friday night, and then we'll be trackside all weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll be bringing a bit of a circus, bring some fun. We'll bring a little Abarth out. We'll show people.
Absolutely.
Maybe even the comicals. They were a hit a couple of Easters ago. The little comical things. They were a big hit, so they might come out. I think we'll leave Bone Crusher at home. It gets a bit dangerous.
Can be.
And the speed, no, it is.
Can be.
It definitely is.
Especially when we try to do the things we try to do with it.
And the speed machine. The speed machine went last time for the clubby, and it has a bit much too. So we might leave that at home. Yeah.
Okay. All
We're
right. We will find
We're
other.
going to sort of minimize the risk mitigation, if you will, of somebody losing a limb. Yeah. So we'll leave those toys at home.
Yes, fair enough.
Bring
Fair
little
enough.
toys.
Well, we'll have entertainment.
Absolutely. So what else? What other points have we got?
Well, we've got a summer series coming up.
Wow.
Which
So like Twilight. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
in line with daylight savings.
Yep.
Finer details are still going to be worked out, but it'll be almost a run what you brung type scenario, and we'll fit you where we fit you.
And that'll be on a
probably a Saturday night.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Saturday arvo.
on our off weekends that aren't our normal club days or our
I guess
And that's
everyone
good.
championship round.
just
And
check the
that
website, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
We've sort of relaunched into the Facebook space a bit bigger again. We've got some volunteers that are keen to moderate the Facebook space. So watch that.
Is that live? Is that live yet?
I believe it may be.
Yeah.
Well, we've always sort of carried on the like page.
Yes.
But but they've started up the group again, so it's a bit more open to comment. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because that is the big responsibility with that is moderating.
it's massive.
You know,
It is massive. This is a 24-hour a day job, really.
yeah,
But,
just to moderate.
yeah.
People.
Yeah.
Me included.
yeah.
Out you go.
That's it.
Yeah.
24-hour band.
That's right. No, so that's fantastic. Thank you for coming in today, kids. And who's excited? So, what car are you running there, Nash?
The classic.
Yeah,
I'll
for
be
the classic.
running- I'll be running my Kaya Show Phaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In junior class.
Junior class.
And you're 21.5. What car's that?
5. An ARC.
Yep.
I'm not gonna push it hard, but I'll.
So you've got an
do
ARC
my shot.
four-wheel drive competition touring car.
Yep.
That's cool. That must be a bit of a step up from the Phaser, or I mean, being an ARC, maybe not, but you know, we'll get one. We'll get you sorted next year,
He
probably.
actually prefers the BD7, but
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, we won't say that. We
we
can say that.
We can say it. It's got a few years on it, but it's
It's a good
it's a
car.
good car.
No, that's fantastic.
Very cool.
Yep.
And Audrey,
What's your car?
big voice. You got a Phaser, haven't you, for sure?
Yep.
And Cassidy
cool.
will be on tyre sanding duty.
Possibly. Yep.
Yep. No, that is fantastic.
yeah.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be a big weekend. We're looking to obviously build the excitement and create that really fun vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
You
And we're
know?
looking to get a crowd around, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If
We'll
you're
get
not
Dwight
familiar,
out there with the sheep gates and everything.
Yeah, that's
He'll
right.
be poking us and prodding us around, herding us.
yeah, if you don't know what it's all about, come along and see over that weekend because it's pretty eye-opening.
It's a real community feel.
Absolutely is. Yep. Don't forget the dinner on Saturday night.
Oh yes,
Speaking of community fields, that'll be good.
Yeah.
yes. Looking forward to that.
Local.
Local feed, local pub, isn't
Local
it?
pub,
The Browham Inn, is it? The
Braham Arms.
Browham Arms.
Oh,
There we
that
go.
sounds pretty special, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds quality.
we've got to Google it and get some accommodation nearby.
That's
Oh,
why I got
yes.
a beard, because without the beard, I'm not allowed in.
No?
Some youthful indiscretion.
Is it?
Well, there you go.
No, that's fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us today, guys. It's been a big effort for you to come in and see us. You did make the trip into Melbourne today, so thank you very much. It's a beautiful day.
Ripper day. Yeah.
You get to it and you have some fun.
That's it.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Might get a bit of practice in this weekend.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Don't get too excited. Do you?
All right, guys. Thank
All
you
right,
very
looking forward to
much.
it.
Gentlemen.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
coming in.
See you
It was an
later.
absolute pleasure. Thanks, guys.
All right.
See you, Lachlan. Take care.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Thanks just on the shelf. Thank you.
See you.
Thanks, guys.
Wow.
Get your
Thank you.
tyres.
Yes,
Get
that's
your
right.
tires, That's right.
Reminder, get your tyres. Don't wait till the last minute.
Sleep. Like your t-shirt.
I like it too.
Hey,
Can I have it?
got some cat hair. Only after I've worn it.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
What have we got? What comments have we
We've
got?
got a guess on the car.
What have you got?
So Dave, he's always good
Dave.
on the guesses. He said Lamborghini.
I'll give him that.
All right, Lamborghini.
I'll
it
definitely
is.
give him
All right,
that.
Lamborghini.
I
it is.
can confirm it is in fact a Lamborghini.
And he's gone 1/35 scale. That is incorrect.
Ba-bong.
Yeah.
But we need to know the model and the
Oh.
submodel and the color.
Well, I've got this guess from
Mm.
Anthony.
Mhm.
He says contrast.
Contrast.
So I guess it depends which angle you're looking at it, right?
I think it's the spell check. Having a hernia.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's what
and
I'm
he's come up
thinking.
with a special version.
Yep.
The L5000. It's not quite right. This is a very special, very rare Lamborghini because that's been guessed.
Lamborghini.
Yeah.
So the Lamborghini and
Which is not 35th scale.
or contrast.
All contrast. No.
So fix that one up.
That's it.
I think I know where he's headed with that.
Yeah, I think I know where he's headed to,
And
but
the LP, no, the LP still for
P for perfect.
it was a horsepower. It was a horsepower rating.
Was it?
So the first one was like LP 420 or 400 and 420 and 4.
It's a 5,000 bit. Wasn't it the size of the engine?
That was the size of the engine. That
Oh.
wasn't 5,000 horsepower.
I wouldn't think so.
Right.
That's scary. All right, so we'll come back to that one.
Mm.
What are we going to look at next?
What aren't we going to look at?
We're looking at everything. We've had so much stuff turn up. But we also had the event from last week because we had the live and then, you know,
Well,
the whole event, or we can say
Looks like you've held my hand and walked right in there. So let's go back to last week.
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah, can I hold your hand again? Because that wasn't,
Why not?
it didn't actually happen.
Last week.
You're making room.
Last week, I am going to make room.
All right.
What happened last week?
Last week we had the 1A scale state titles, which was held at Mork.
At Mork. Sounds like
Because
a
there's a-
funny way
there's a
to
couple- there's a
Melbourne
couple of-
Off-Road Radio Control Car Club.
Because there's a couple of Morks, I think. There's one in Perth as well.
That's Morbuck.
Morbuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the B's silent.
So the B is definitely silent.
So we were out in Sunshine, but it's actually
Right,
called
so-
something else, isn't it? What was it actually called, that area? We just called it Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Hmm. So it's out in the west.
Albion Park. Albion.
Yeah.
Albion. I
Oh,
don't know.
maybe.
Yeah.
And you and Tristan,
Tristan
well, Tristan was actually driving.
and the team.
Yes.
The whole
the
Hearns racing.
HP team was there.
Yeah, the whole.
That's right.
Yeah, there's photos and stuff. We actually probably should have
Oh, I had some here.
had some here.
Ah, yes.
You can check the Hearns Hobbies Facebook page
Yes.
and the Hearns Hobbies Facebook page. You actually
Yes.
shared some as well.
Yes.
But yeah, there's photos of the team and over the weekend,
Mhm.
and that was a great event. Melbourne weather again, just turned it on. Was really good.
It was beautiful.
The track was beautifully prepared.
Mhm.
It really was. It did change a lot over the course of the weekend.
Well, I guess a natural clay track does that.
Yeah, it started like fluffy and
Mm.
loose, and then it went to like dry and dusty,
Yeah.
and then it went like a hard pack, and then on Saturday night, bit of prep was getting the surface back onto the track and watered it, so it was sort of loose again Saturday morning.
Yep, but it cleared
So
up, right?
cleared up again,
Mm.
but it was the same for everybody.
Mm.
Like, but the main thing is it didn't fall apart. It wasn't a car killer.
No, you don't want those potholes. Potholes are shocking.
Yeah, it didn't blow out or rot out, fall
Yes.
apart. It was
Yes.
absolutely fantastic. So the Mork Club and the committees and the members alike did a fantastic
I
job.
did, absolutely.
You know?
Huge track. And if you're watching your lives, you can go back and watch the lives.
45-second lap times.
Yes, huge.
In
So you can see
RC
how big
car
it is.
racing, we usually do 25-second lap times,
Mm.
or 20. If it's 10th scale on road, it's 15 to 20.
Mm.
10th scale off road is usually 20 to 25.
So you don't get much chance of doing many laps to practice, do you?
No, because you've got like a
You don't get
7-minute
to-
qualifier,
Yeah.
so you
don't
do
get to
8 or
repeat
9
many,
laps.
many corners because there's so many corners. It takes a long time
And
to
lots
learn.
of jumps, and yeah. But
Challenging. So
Brett's
what do you got
bag.
here? Okay, so this was one of the projects we had. And what have you got there? What is that? Oh, look at that.
now you know that I love to wear silverware
What about gold?
and goldware. I didn't feel right wearing that one in today because I didn't win it.
No.
Well,
Well,
as a team, we won it. we can
Tristan,
claim
Tristan was driving, wasn't he?
Tristan, yeah, young Tristan drove the HR1,
Yes.
and he top qualified and won sportsman, which is a phenomenal
Hmm.
result for the team,
Mhm.
The car,
Yes.
the HR1,
Yes.
and for Tristan himself as well. Never
So it was
having
great,
seen the track
wasn't it?
before.
It was product testing.
Yep.
And I guess it was,
Durability,
that's right.
and because we're waiting for them to come into stock. This is a car that we've been working on and developing,
Yes.
and this is really, other than one club race,
Mm.
this is its first time on the track.
Yes.
And we didn't do any real setup of the car
Hmm.
with the hindsight of keeping it standard. So standard springs, standard hardware, standard
Yes.
pinion,
Yes.
and we actually ran it on 3S.
Because the aim of this project is to help people get into racing
Yeah, and if
with
you've driven
a
a
really
4S,
decent car.
if you've driven a 4S buggy, they're pretty
Yes.
unhinged. They're
Yes.
super powerful.
Yes.
And especially even though the track was huge, being so loose, the 3S wasn't really a disadvantage. It was actually really good. Everything stayed cool, it stayed together.
Yes.
There was no DNFs. There was no broken parts.
Well, I guess that sort of proves it too, right? So the 3S was competing against other more powerful cars.
Yeah, that wasn't the only trophy that the team won that day.
Right.
So Alan Nankervis won concourse
Right.
with a body painted by Hardline Design,
Mhm.
which is really nice,
Mhm.
on his D8T Evo 3.
Yes.
We spoke to Alan. Did we speak to Alan? No.
I think we
on-
saw Alan in some of the videos. Your
Yeah, I
live
didn't
videos.
see him on Friday, so it was
Mhm.
Sam. And in Nitro Truggy, Alan won.
Mm.
Savage Sam who we all saw on Friday's show with his truggy.
Yes.
He TQ'd.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I had a mechanical problem and DNF'd.
That's what happens with some
4
of those
minutes.
long.
30-minute final.
That's right.
Unfortunately, it was right at the start. Alan managed to walk away, which is really good.
Mhm.
So he got himself a state title,
Excellent.
which is really nice because that's the thing. It's not just a club race; it's a state title.
Yes.
So that's 2 really good results. And we had lots in the field in Nitro.
Yes.
Nitro, we had again Alan Nankervis in the Nitro Buggy A. I want to say third. I could be wrong. Or maybe Max. I had Max.
Max was third, wasn't he?
Yeah, Max got
Yes.
third overall. So we had Max Ricker, we had Alan Nankervis, Alexander Stefanakis
Yes.
representing,
Yes.
and Paul Pollock.
All right.
Now, Paul Pollock had a massive disadvantage on his side. He didn't
What was
want to
that?
say it.
What?
He's pitman.
Who, you?
Yeah. I pitted for him in the final.
What were you doing? You're meant to get the car and you're filming stuff.
Just being a clown. Just being a clown.
Well, you got to enjoy yourself.
And that's why I like. I don't mind pitting for Paul because he loves it.
He does.
He
He loves any bit of racing he can get to,
That's
right?
right. Track time.
That's it.
We didn't DNF. Paul started 14th, got up to 10th.
Hmm.
I did do a race report. I think Alex maybe in 7th, Alan 5th, and Max come in 3rd.
Excellent.
Max would have had it in the bag, but again, he was having mechanical issues. His stubbornness to rebuild cars. Just had a worn plastic ball cup.
Yeah, well,
And then every
It kept
time
on-
he would hit something wrong or whatever, it
it
would
just
just
pop.
pop.
Yeah,
So I just
well,
popped it back and sent him out.
Yep. That's
So
all you can do, isn't it?
every time that happened, I think it happened 3 times. That Marsh would be running across the track back to the pits, and Sam was in flying form.
That's where you need a hot glue gun.
I don't know if that'd help.
Oh, it's worth a
But
try.
that was absolutely magnificent.
It was. Now, what you got something to show us.
I have got something to show you.
So this is the beast that helped get this. This is
This is
the
the car and the
HR
tire.
line.
This is as it came off the track.
Okay, so these are the tires as
These
run.
are the tires that were run.
Mhm.
These were run A2 and A3.
Okay.
These are a silver sweep, and they're called Sweeper.
Sweeper.
Is
Sweep
the pin
sweepers.
designed? If you want to go on the overhead,
You can. You can do.
we can jump in there and have a squeeze.
Oh, what about on there?
I'm not sure. What have you done there?
I think.
What have you done? Did you forget to hit the broadcast button?
No, I reconnected all the cameras, and I think I put them in the wrong channels. So that's why our
Uh-oh.
picture in picture is
Oh, the first car.
the same thing.
Nobody needs to see us. while they're looking
No,
at
that's
that.
right.
That's because we were live.
Unless they're willing to go blank and I swap over all these leads.
No,
Should I do
I wouldn't. They don't need to see us. So this is a sweeper tire.
that? Okay. We're going to go
Okay.
tight.
Yeah, go on, get in there.
Oh, got to move it a bit. There we go. Super tight.
And that's done about 24 minutes. with
24 minutes.
So it's done two 10-minute races.
Yeah.
And then a couple of warm-up laps.
So you can see some rounding off the edges, but it's still pretty sharp.
It'll do that again easy.
Yeah.
Easy. And these are a silver compound.
Yeah.
Really good. And that was another advantage of running 3S is that it wasn't just baking the tires.
Yes. Well,
You
you
know?
can, like nothing's torn, nothing's damaged at all.
No.
It's just fine wear.
No.
Yeah, very nice.
So that was really cool.
Mhm.
The body is not exactly pristine because it did fall out of the sky a few times.
Well, you expect
They
that.
do
That's
take
what
it-
happens.
They do take an absolute beating.
I'll pull this out a bit.
The wing mount is really nice and straight and sturdy,
Yes.
which is a really good sign of an 8-scale car because
Yes,
this does take a lot of the impact, the rear wing
it does.
and the wing mount.
Mhm.
So that was really nice.
Mhm.
Underneath, we can see it did used to be nice and black. Not so much anymore, but that's just an off-road buggy for you. Everything is nice and straight. You can hear the back suspension. It's creaking a bit. We'll call it creaking. And that is very typical of an 8-scale buggy. It's just when dirt gets into the hinge pins.
Yeah, it's just dry rubbing, isn't it?
It's just dry rubbing. So it's not perfect, but that's not a design fault. That's most buggies will do that. I know
But
the
that's after a
HP
whole weekend of racing.
Yeah. And it's not like I stripped it down and cleaned it on Friday nor Saturday.
Mm.
It actually didn't get touched. It didn't get diff oils. It didn't get shock oils. It didn't get. I was like checking things for tightness and tightness.
Yep.
talking things up.
Yep.
And that was it. That was all that was happening. The 9 steps 6500 lipo. If you go back to the overhead, absolutely performed faultlessly.
So 3S.
3S. We had 2 packs.
Yeah.
That was it for the whole weekend, and just alternated them. In a 10-minute final, was taking around 4,300 milliamps.
Okay.
So it's quite like they draw quite a bit of power, and that's probably as much as you'd want to take out of a 6500. You know, but again, it was as much testing the 9 steps lipos as it is anything else.
Yes.
The sensorless motor.
Yep.
Was
As
really good.
supplied.
As
It's all
supplied.
standard. All this is all standard, isn't it? Speed
Yeah,
control.
yeah. XT90.
Mhm.
Yeah, really good. Like I said on Friday, the only thing that this car doesn't have, that the out of the box is the metal servo horn. That's it. That's not a performance grade. Standard pinion. Yeah, absolutely perfect condition.
Great beginner's buggy, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to go racing 8 scale, this is the perfect way to get into it.
Because the radio that Tristan used was also the standard radio that came with it.
Yep, which is the Fly Sky,
Is it here?
radio. I believe it is. I just don't know where. That's it there.
Was it?
Yep, that one. See the sticker I put in there? That's a beautiful thing. Let's get into this Rubik's World bag. Go back onto the front one.
Front
That's
one?
Yeah. This Rubik's World bag, see, it's got the little, you can put things in there so you know what's what.
Well, especially with, having a few of them. Because they're very handy, aren't they?
Oh, you know me. I've got like 85
Because you can
transmitters.
stack them on top of each other quite easily. Okay, so there's this, and there's the transmitter, which is a standard transmitter that comes with HR1.
Yeah. Really good. It's got 4 AA batteries in there. So really cheap and easy. It doesn't have a screen, so it doesn't go flat. Still, and all the controls are behind a panel, so you can't bump it or knock it or.
No, that's right.
Because they're all analog dials.
That's right.
Analog dials. You got steering trim, throttle trim, and dual rate.
Yep. And your on-off switch.
Yeah, you've got your on-off switch. Your bind if you're putting another receiver in.
Yes.
And your servo
reversing.
reverse when you're setting it up.
Yes.
That is it. Turn it on. Off you go. Super happy with that.
So it's all worked out really well, hasn't it?
That leads me to the next part. People were a little bit, I won't say baffled, but they're
baffled.
Because I'm used to working on-road cars and off-road cars, everybody has their own way that they work on them. Yeah. So what I would generally do is when it coming off the track, first thing I would do is, especially if it's going out on the same tires next race, I will check the ride height before I blow it off or take the battery out or anything. I will check the ride height when it comes in, and that's something that's pretty easily done by this beautiful HB Racing ride height gauge. Now you can see here, if you zoom in there for us, Beige, it tells you the exact measurement in millimeters.
So that's an angle where?
Sorry?
Isn't it the angle?
No, that's...
Oh, that's ride height.
That's ride height. This is a ride height
I'm
gauge.
confusing it with a camber gauge.
No, it's definitely not.
Oh, no.
And
It's
have a
got
look at that.
little dinger on the end.
The dunga. That's the... So, and that's... I like this one because it goes on the table on your workbench. Sits nice and flat, and you can measure under the car.
Right.
Because these things are so big, you measure under the car, just to where it rests.
And tighten it up and then
tighten it up and have a look at it. So I can see that this one here is sitting at 26 mil front ride height.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're happy with that, you just leave it on that setting.
You just leave it on that.
And just check every part of the
car.
And
the main thing that I was doing is usually just checking the balance front to rear. You always want the rear just a little bit higher in a four-wheel drive car.
Okay. Is that because under power it squats?
Yeah, under power it squats and just a balance.
All right.
So usually we'll set the front and then we'll go and check the rear ride height and make sure that it's just sitting a little bit above, and you'll notice that by the way that it's
got a bit of movement.
Yeah. And this ride height gauge allows you to get underneath the car quite easily.
Could you do that again? I'll do it with the front camera.
Yeah. On the front camera.
Hang on. There we go.
So it's under that. We can do it from here if you want.
Yep.
put it under here.
Yep.
Oh, this is a bit awkward. They can get right under the C block where the
Yep.
chassis is not worn.
Yep.
That's where I usually like to
But
do
then
it.
when you tap it, there's a little bit of movement.
Yeah, so I have to.
Yep. Yep.
And if you stick your head under there, you can do that.
Yep.
So that's
Okay.
how, and that's a real quick way to keep your ride height in check.
And you maintain a consistent setup, right? Because then you can see if anything has changed.
Anything's changed or anything,
Yeah.
because anything can happen with these cars. They
That's
cop
right.
such an abuse.
Yes.
Yeah. So the next thing I will do is whip the wheels off. So then at this point, I'll usually take it away. I'll take the wheels off.
Yep.
I'll give the wheels to my junior mechanic.
Mhm.
Funnily enough, that was Tristan on the day.
Yep.
And he
You'll
would
clean them up.
He would clean them.
Right.
And that's really
Because you can get like debris and things stuck in there.
that's two things. That is pride. So the car's going out with clean tires again.
Yep.
But also checking the quality and the damage of the tire gluing or the tire
So you can
bead.
check all the edges.
Yeah. And these tires, do you believe the sweep tires I was running, none of them needed a single touch up.
Oh, really? So this is still the factory glue.
Factory glue.
Okay.
Because these are pre-mounted, pre-glued. And
Yes.
look, you pull that sucker back, you are not going to have any dramas.
I'm trying.
So, but it does pay to check because you can hit a sharp rock or,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Put a little
Yeah,
cut
yeah.
in it
And it'll
And
tear.
and it might start tearing.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want, and I saw it a few times over the weekend, is your tire coming off because these things go so fast. So just the insert rips apart and the thing's undrivable because the tires are so big.
We have to remember that these aren't belted. So you have the insert expanding and also the tire expanding.
Yes,
So they're working against each other.
they are, aren't they? Where is it? I have forgotten something. You silly doofer.
Who?
Me.
Why are you calling me a duffer? I haven't done anything yet.
I've forgotten a big part of my setup thing, the setup wheels.
I set up wheels.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
how
the
about
next
we
thing,
we'll just mime them?
yeah, we'll just mime them.
Yeah. So imagine we're putting on these big setup wheels on them, which are
So-
flat discs.
So, I know, I was going 2 steps ahead. So
Right.
then I'll put it on my Aeromax 30mm droop blocks.
Yep.
And again, I'll put it usually where the steering posts go at the front.
Yep.
And where the C block is in the back,
Okay. So it's
Making sh-
elevated.
making sure that it's elevated and sitting off.
Yep.
Then I will get my Aeromax droop gauge. Yeah. Which is just a big step ride height gauge.
Yep.
Where is it? There it is. So you can see it's got the steps and the measurements.
Mhm.
So then what I'll do, now that it's sitting on the 30mm blocks, is I'll actually put it under go to the front one. I'll slide it up and put it under the thread on the
wheel.
wheel.
Okay. So it doesn't really. You just need to have a reference point, don't
Yeah,
you?
and
So
it's
your
just a
reference
reference
point
point.
is the threads.
Yeah.
But some other people may use like
They
the
might do
bottom
the hinge
part
pin
of
or the hub.
That's right.
I always use the threads just so I know.
Yep.
And then that way I can see if the droop screws like bound into the chassis, if the
Yes.
shock's pulled apart,
Yes.
if something's stopping it from going all the way down to full rest.
Yeah. That's a quick way of knowing if anything is different left or right.
Left to right.
Mm.
And that's the droop setting.
Yep.
So, and that's also the only setup change that I probably made to the car was I adjusted the rear droop a little bit.
Mm.
Because there was so little traction, it was unloading the rear end a little bit.
Yeah.
So I reduced the droop,
Yeah.
which in fact like brought the arms up a little bit, if you
Yeah.
will.
So it gives less weight transfer.
Less weight transfer to the front.
Yeah.
So it took away some steering. You just have to be careful when you're doing that because it does reduce the ability to absorb jumps.
Mm.
So if he was doing a really big jump and flat landing, then you need sort of more droop or a little bit of a different shock package to deal with the less droop.
Yes.
But yeah, so I would measure the droop on all 4 corners,
Mhm.
make sure the car was square. Then the only other adjustment I would do with camber. And for
Mm.
that, I've got some berserk
Berserk setup wheels.
setup wheels, which I forgot. They're just basically, because these wheels cop such a hard time, they're never straight.
No, quite often they're
You
bent
know,
and
they're
stuff
all
right on the
bent and
edges.
buckled, and
Yes.
it doesn't matter unless they're brand new out of a packet.
Yes.
Even then, the tire can sit funny on the
And when you rotate it, it gives you a different cam
That's
setting every
right.
time.
So that's why I use that. And they're just a flat carbon plate that goes onto the wheel and screw them up.
Yes.
and then I just use this very simple Aeromax camber gauge.
Yep.
And it just looks like a out of square.
See,
And it's
because
got
each corner is
one-
a different measurement.
1, 2, and 3 degrees, and that's all that I used.
Yep.
You know, and that was just to make sure. Again, you don't do that on the blocks. You do that at ride height because we checked the ride height before.
Yes.
We know the ride height's right for the camber gauge.
Yes.
And because we've done the droop, we know that nothing's bent or moved.
Yes.
So then the last step is to check the camber to
Mhm.
make sure that none of the ball studs are bent
Yes.
primarily, or the
Yes.
turnbuckles
Yes.
or hinge pins.
Yes.
Because if all of a sudden your camber's 2 degrees on one side that it was last, but the other's 0,
Mm.
you've got to start looking for the reason that it's. If you
Yes.
just adjust it blindly,
Yes.
you could be adjusting in a bent hinge pin or, you know, a bent turnbuckle,
Which ends
a
up
bent
being
ball
tweaked,
stud.
which you will never be able to pick up.
No, and it can end up to a break.
Yes.
So, and that was a quick 5-minute thing that I would do every time.
Hmm.
And the car did not miss a beat.
It didn't, did it?
No,
No.
there was
Lasted
very
the whole weekend.
lasted the
drove
whole
very well.
weekend. I didn't rebuild it through Friday. Probably had an hour run. Saturday had an
Mhm.
hour run, and Sunday again, it had half an hour run. Had one qualifier and three finals. Had probably another hour, another 40-50 minutes.
No, it's
So,
been
and
good.
that is a very harsh environment to run these cars.
Mm.
The HR1 come through with flying colours.
Quite
Tristan
beefy.
piloted it really well,
Mm.
and got himself a state championship. So congratulations to Tristan
Well done.
and
He drove
Hearns
very well.
for supplying an absolutely wonderful car.
Mm.
I'm really excited for the future of this car and the 8-scale buggy racing. I really think that it's got a lot of merit.
Absolutely. Entry level has always been needed, like a quality entry level car. And I think this is it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And the sweep tyres as well. I mean, we are
Mm.
also the sweep agent for Australia. So the sweep tyres were absolutely phenomenal. And they make it easy. They're pre-glued
Yes.
and they're great value. And as long as you choose the appropriate compound and tread, because there are multiples.
Mm.
At the moment, we've got 3 compounds and 4 treads.
Yes.
So there's like 12 variants in tyres
Yes.
that you can choose. As long as you choose the right one, I guarantee that you'll hook up and go fast.
Thank you. I'll try.
Yep, absolutely.
There we go. There's the HR1.
That is a wrap up of the HR1
Mm.
and the Victorian 1/8 off-road state titles.
They're really successful, weren't they?
That was really,
Everyone had
really
a lot of
good.
fun too, I think.
I'm a bit embarrassed I forgot my setup wheels.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
That's all right.
and I
think
didn't
we know
realize
what you're talking
I
about.
didn't realize until 15 seconds ago.
There
even
you
better.
go. All right, let's go back to this. We've got some more guesses.
On the car.
Oh, we've got to wait here.
Oh, yeah, wait.
880 grams. I think that's a bit much.
Definitely not
So lower
880
than
grams.
880. Now, scale 143rd. It is not 143rd.
Definitely not. I thought the front ride height
No.
would have given that away.
No. And Clifton Manley said 25th anniversary.
Yep.
That is not the right version. No. Oh, look, Dave's come back and said Countach.
Countach it is.
So he's got Lamborghini and Countach, which
Yeah.
is
I
two
thought that's
of
what- I
those.
thought that's what he was headed for. It is a
Oh.
Lamborghini Countach. I
It
need
is.
the model though. It's got a submodel and it's
Oh,
very
look at this.
special.
I think someone's got it.
Really?
I think so.
And the color can dictate it. Oh, Anthony Miller's coming from the dark. No,
It's just gone boom. Take that.
Walter
Wolf.
Wolf.
That is correct.
That is absolutely correct. So it's a Lamborghini Countach Walter Wolf. So
Yes.
what year is it?
Yes. What year is it?
And what color is it?
That's right.
That's really good though. I really didn't think that anybody would get that.
No.
That is
Excellent.
very good.
Excellent.
Do you know how many were made?
Of this version?
Like worldwide?
Yes.
You do. You've forgotten.
No, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many?
Uno.
One. What?
Yeah.
They only produced one of that one version.
Yeah, for Walter.
That's it. There you go. Un.
But we'll go into a bit more of that history a bit later.
What have you got for us? I feel
right.
that it's been all RC.
Is it all RC? All right.
And
What
I can
have I got on my end?
You know me, I can go for days. I can bang on for days about RC.
I know you can bang on. This is not exactly new, but it's,
We've had this
it's
before,
back in stock.
but we got excited.
That's right. So the first light sold out very quickly. This is actually the Ukrainian version.
You didn't get a chance to build one, but this time you will.
Now, actually, now that I look at it, no, we haven't had this before.
What
This
do
is
you
brand new because this is an Abrams. It's not a Leopard. I was going to say it was a Leopard. It's not. It's a Ukrainian version of an Abrams. We haven't had this before.
Is it brand new?
It's brand new. And
Learning
why?
learning things all the time.
We are. Now, why are they releasing an Ukrainian Abrams? It's because quite a lot of the Western countries have been supplying arms to Ukraine
And tanks.
and legs to Ukraine to help them fight against the monster of a invader. What do they call
That's a bit
themselves now?
political.
What do they call themselves again?
What's that?
The Russian. What do they call themselves now?
Soviet? I don't know.
They're not Soviets anymore.
I don't know. Russian.
No,
Russians.
well, Russians, yes. So the Russians have. That's easy, isn't it?
You're getting too.
I'm getting a bit political now.
I think
But-
people. Yeah.
We've got the Abrams here with Ukrainian markings.
Yep.
So something a bit different, something a bit modern and topical.
I look forward to seeing your rendition.
Well, you may not.
No.
It's a good chance you may not, because I've got other things that you keep banging on about that I should finish first.
Doesn't matter what I
Doesn't
say.
it?
Doesn't matter what
It
I
doesn't.
say.
It doesn't, because I don't listen anyway.
That's right.
So there you go. There's an Abrams. So there you go. We just learned something really quick then, didn't we?
Well, tell me what an Abrams in. How does an Abrams differ from a Leopard?
So this particular Abrams is actually earlier than the Leopard. So it is the
Is it
Western-style main battle tank.
Is it American?
It is American.
It looks American.
Yeah.
You
So
can
this
just-
was actually
You can
developed.
just tell American engineering. Not
Can
that
you?
I'm picking on it. You
They
can,
started designing these in the late 70s.
Did they?
Yeah, and it's still current. So they're probably up to the M1A2, different versions of it. So it
Yeah.
has been modernized.
Dan would know.
He would.
Dan loves his tanks.
But the idea of a main battle tank is it's huge with a big gun, and it's all about the survivability of the crew rather than the Russian design, which is to make as many as you can small, but don't consider all the safety for the crew.
Yeah.
And so that's being seen in Ukraine at the moment.
You could call a safe workplace, but you wouldn't. I don't think what tank you're in. I don't think it'd be considered like, you know.
Well, I
So-
guess there's safer tanks than others. So the idea is with all the ammunition, it's actually loaded in
I'd
a
rather not
area
be.
where if the ammunition goes off, it blows out the back and doesn't go into the crew. Whereas on a Russian one, you see a lot of Russian tanks when they're being hit, they lose their turret because all the ammunition is held under the turret and it just incinerates everything as it goes up. So all the three crew that are in there, they all perish. But on one of these, it blows out the back and everyone can still get out.
Mm.
So that's the difference. So you got 4 dudes in one of these. So all the 4 dudes are alive and 3 dead dudes in another one. And they can go back and get another tank and go and fight another day.
Winners.
That's it. That's it. All right, what else have we got?
There's no winners in war.
Yeah, well,
Lotus. They're a winner.
there we go.
Oof.
A lot of people have been waiting for this one.
Oof.
1972, that's a very special year
Why?
because that's when I was born.
You were that old.
What do you mean? I'm not that old.
Clearly you are.
So 1972 model,
72B.
the 72D.
Yeah, but you're a B.
I'm a B. So this is not a very new kit. It's been
I was
around for
gonna
a
say-
while.
Was this the one that was in very recently? With
I
a
think-
different scale.
I think the one we got was a Porsche one in ape scale.
Ah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yes.
Is this
I was
a
thinking of the Porsche.
yeah? Who's the drivers on this?
The people driving. Now you're gonna
Drivers
get.
this?
Now you're gonna get yelled at.
Why? Who's going to yell at me? Yeah, Fittipaldi. Yeah, the other one was a Fittipaldi.
Emerson Fittipaldi.
That's him. So what they've done is it's the same molds as the original kit, but it's been re-released with photo etched parts. And the photo etched parts make a huge difference. You can see them in there.
They probably have nice stickers too, I'd say.
Yes.
Surely
The
the
decals are printed
Surely-
by Cartograph,
decal game's been upped in the past
Oh, for
50
sure.
years.
for sure. They used to be really thick, but now there's
Not-
super fine Cartograph
Not as thick
printed
as
in
some.
Italy. You like that?
Bit before my time.
Bit before your time.
I'm not
You
quite that
prefer
old.
the newer stuff.
I may look 83, but I'm in fact nowhere near that old.
Oh, really? Okay. Do you want to look at this or do
Nope.
we move on to something else?
That's a completely different thing.
Yeah. What else you got?
Let's
What do you got?
talk about. Don't worry about what I've got.
Oh, we're going to get back
You
to
don't
this.
want what I've got.
What do we got here? We've got...
You can't catch it, but I'll give it to you.
Anthony says 1980.
Well, you know,
No, it's not.
it's not 1980.
No. No.
No,
No. Let me check my stinger.
I
it's not.
I don't think it is.
It's not 1980. And then we got a 1979. It's not 1979 either.
I didn't even see.
Did you?
No.
Oh.
I didn't even see what it was, but I don't think it is. I've got my reservations. I love the color of the wheels.
Yeah.
That's the color that I want for the classic on the Datsun.
Well, this is the same color as Walter Wolf's race car colors.
So Walter Wolf was a F1 team principal.
He was.
For a very short period. Don't give away what year it was because it might give away.
I won't give away the years. Okay, so it was quite early in the piece, and he partnered up with Frank Williams. Frank Williams started a new team. Walter Wolf got into it, and then it wasn't very successful in the beginning, and he let Frank Williams step down as a team principal. And Frank Williams wasn't happy about that, so he left and created his own team, which is the current Williams team. And so he rebranded into the Walter Wolf F1 team and created new cars.
There you go. But they weren't Lamborghinis.
They weren't Lamborghinis, but his personal cars were Lamborghinis.
That's because he had class.
Yes.
Hey?
Yes.
Are you a Ferrari or Lamborghini man?
I like both.
You can't say that.
I like both because there's certain ones I like in both.
No,
I can't say that. I gotta be down the line, one side or the other.
That's right.
There's a fence.
There's a fence.
I don't like that fence. I want to pull down the fence.
No.
I want to walk back and forth. Can't I do that?
Nope. Let's talk trains.
Let's talk trains.
Let's talk trains.
Who's going to talk trains?
Let's get. We're gonna star in. We're gonna star.
Hello.
Hello, I'm back again.
Back again.
I think it's been since I've been on a live stream.
Oh, it's been a few
Probably
weeks, I
3
reckon.
or 4 weeks, I reckon.
Yeah, well, I'm back.
You are. Where have you been, Finn?
Busy working.
Yeah. What's
What's
the most exciting thing? What's the best part of your day today?
my best part of my day? I guess being able to hang out with everyone who's in the shop. It's always such a nice treat.
That is
There you go.
fantastic. Is there any new train stuff to show us?
We've got a couple right here.
What have we got?
Oh,
So they're both, all three are in the TT range. One from Pico and 2 from Hornby. We
Right.
do have a lot more than just this lot, but this is just what I decided to show on the
Yeah.
live stream.
actually, a lot has come in, hasn't it? And
Mm.
this in particular has been long.
Highly anticipated.
That's it.
Much
That's
awaited.
the word.
Sought after, yeah.
That's it.
It's
That's the word I wanted.
Foamies have been absolutely
For
frothy.
many people, this is basically essential for model train sets, and it can't be done without it.
What is it?
So this,
Yeah.
what you're looking at right here, is TT Scale Flexi Track by Pico.
Why is it called
Flexi
Flexi Track?
It does this. It flexes.
Oh,
So how these tracks will work is, rather than being what's known as set, or Pico like to call set track, which is just a bit of track already created in a set shape, these have, if I turn it around, you can see the sleepers have spaces between them in various intervals.
Mm.
This means that they can be flexed around and made into different shapes.
right.
The reason being, so you can do a lot more creative and a lot more freedom on how you set up your railways, curves, and infrastructure.
In a way, it looks a bit more realistic too, doesn't it?
Yeah, because a set track is all very uniform.
Yes.
So you got like, there is your track, it's all exactly the same. Well, flex track does make it allowed to be a little bit of imperfections,
Mhm.
and as many people say in this type of world, imperfection equals perfection.
Yes.
Like if
I'm
nothing.
winning that race, buddy. I am there.
And also to answer your question about the car of the day, Lamborghini Man.
Yeah, Lamborghini man.
Lamborghini Man.
Yeah.
Favorite of the Murcielago.
Ooh, there you're talking.
Back to your
A bit of a
regular.
V12, huh?
No, I like the V10s, mate. Back to your regular.
Well, that's a Gallardo. That's a little one.
Isn't the Murcielago have a
No,
V10?
that's a V12. It was the one after this.
Ah.
Anyway, they're all good.
Anyway, back to your regular scheduled programming. What we have right here are 2 of the many that we've gotten of the British Railway Mark 1 coaches produced by Hornby in TT 120 scale.
What's a Mark 1 freight coach?
So there's that one's the brake coach. So this one's the brake coach, sorry, and this one is just a composite coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Composite.
What
Doesn't
does
look
what
broken.
does brake coach mean?
It means it's got a compartment at the back for the guard. So he is able. In the olden days in Britain,
Mhm.
before they had continuous brakes, every wagon had individual brakes, and therefore couldn't be operated by the engine. And so at the back of the train, they'd always have what's known as a brake wagon, whether it be a brake van or a brake coach, so the guard could apply the brakes, and so the brakes could be but one of the ends of the train. That was very short-lived, though, because afterwards it became law, I think in the late 1800s or something, that the British trains had to have their coaches fitted with continuous brakes. So even though technically the brakes were controlled by the locomotive, they continued to keep the compartment for the guard and call them brake coaches. And also the guard could apply the brakes in the coach independently from the locomotive. So it sort of had the situation where the locomotive was steaming along. The crew of the locomotive didn't know something that the guard did. So he would blow his whistle, drive a red flag out of the window and apply the brakes. Basically to inform the crew, something's gone wrong, you must stop the train now. Because this was obviously before the time of radio communication or communication down the line.
They have that as a red lever now on the train on the way home.
Yeah,
behind the glass.
Yeah. That's really tempted me so many times.
That's interesting. In the metro train, that's not an emergency brake. That's just a door release.
Is it?
Yeah, you mash the
Even
glass
better.
open and that releases.
Let me out of here.
Get out.
Okay. Now I know that. I'll be using it more frequently.
Don't need to wait for the train to stop at the platform.
Right. Drop me off here.
I'm going to see you on the news soon.
Won't be the first time.
No.
The one we have is the composite.
Right.
So this type of carriage, how it works is it has composite.
What
Sorry.
does it do?
It's got two classes. So rail was still and still is today segmented by different classes like aeroplane
And society.
Yeah.
There's mixing of classes.
So this one.
Do you turn left or right?
Straight ahead, baby.
Into the toilet.
Right into
No,
the
when you
ball.
get onto the plane, do you turn left or right?
Ah, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Depends where my seat is, isn't it?
Well, it's only first in business that you turn left for.
Oh, right, of course. I guess whichever way economy is.
Send me to the back.
So
Where's the other carriage?
the carriage is split into two segments. One is third class and one is first class.
Where's second?
Yeah,
We've had this conversation.
We have had this conversation before. But so these coaches were interesting. They were developed because after nationalisation, when all of Britain's railways became one government-owned entity, they were originally building the coaches designed by the old railways that they had amalgamated into the government run. But that was a bit unsecure. So what they did was they created this one, as a standard design. They were called the Mark I because they were the first one they created.
Right.
And these were created between 1948 and 1964.
So these travel long distances, I'm guessing.
They traveled all over the country for all sorts of reasons, whether it be short
okay.
commuter trains, long distance trains, everything.
Right.
And they lasted up until I think the early 2000s is when they finally were removed from service.
What's he doing? He's got a golden arch.
He's gonna have to put that back straight. I'm not doing it.
That's how tight of the radius you can put on your TT.
That's because he doesn't understand how difficult it is to bend a bag.
What? What's happening?
You'll find out later.
They were developed with designed for safety in mind, but still it was the 40s, so it wasn't as safe as modern stuff. But it was designed with an incredibly wooden and metal underframe. The reason being that in a collision, it's lasts a lot better than its wooden counterparts.
Right.
And this delivery it's in the what's known as blood and custard, also known as crimson and cream.
Blood and custard.
Oh, they work together real well.
As the
First threatened me with a good time.
was the first livery they ran from the construction. And while technically this livery was removed from service, decommissioned in 1956, they still continued to use this livery because they never got around to repainting them all the way up into the 70s.
It's a good looking livery.
It's a very nice livery. It's my favorite.
I can't see it, but I mean, it's got really fine. Like, is that a coach line along
that
the
is
side?
in fact black lining across the band.
Right.
You want to take to the front cam so I can show it? Top cam?
Top cam. Let's see. Let's see if we can get in there.
Are these the ones that has lights in it, or that's a different series?
I believe you can get these with lights, but these specific ones don't.
Oh, that's upside down.
Right.
There we go.
So I'll see if I can get
Oh,
it.
that's too close.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can.
I'll
Get
hold it there and I'll focus on it. There we
Yeah.
go.
You can.
Oh, you can. You look at the coach line. It's so fine.
Yeah. So these are incredibly well detailed. You also got all of the number there to the specific coach.
Oh, I can read that.
Yeah, E418B1. Or is that an A? Can't tell. Not my glasses are terrible. You got the you've got the no smoking signs. And
Oh,
on
the
that,
blue ones.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, sorry, no.
You could smoke back then.
Oh yeah, no, well actually no, I think that was
Would have
that
been open slather.
no, because they had two compartments, smoking and non-smoking.
Well, even in the 40s.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
So you there's parts where you're allowed to smoke, and other parts you weren't. As you can see, these doors have a 1 on them to indicate that they're the entrance to the first class compartment. While on the other side, the doors do not. That's to indicate the third class compartment.
Well, I guess you can see how close those windows are together in the
Yeah.
third class, and then they're further apart in first class.
Yes.
I guess because there's so much room.
Yeah, because they have
First
much
class.
bigger compartments, much more luxury. You're paying the top dollar for this.
Right.
So would they have economy as well, or is just
Economy
first?
was third class.
Okay.
No, modern tire is known as economy, but third class evolved into economy, and basically second class was well by the wayside until coming back as business.
Mm. There we go.
I love it.
TT. Got a lot of
TT.
TT. So with the Pico,
And have a
not
look.
just. That's,
Just what this we done with this.
yeah.
Yes,
I don't
what?
know. We'll get that fixed later.
We also do have Pico points.
Yes, we have Pico points, and actually the look of the track is
I was just showing how
Different.
flexible it is.
it is pretty flexible, and you'll be showing how flexible it is getting it back too.
That'd be
And-
easy.
Oh, we'll see. And the actual sleep arrangement and the height of the track looks different to the original Hornby supplied track, and some people consider it to be a bit more realistic looking.
Mm.
But yeah, it's good to have it. Both options available,
Mm.
and it's fully
Well,
compatible as well.
TT120 is absolutely flying at it all.
It is.
It's really
No?
selling very
It is.
well.
I think it's selling faster than any other scale in the shop.
Yeah, it probably is.
Like considering how long HO and N scale has been around with 009,
Yeah.
it's selling more at the moment. See, I told you.
What?
Don't break it.
Oh, it's
You got
it's,
that.
it's fighting against me now.
Why?
Oh, here we go.
The other
We've got to make a dance so that the rails come back evenly.
yeah. So the other thing we have is that our Pico's TT range are actually in cardboard package instead of plastic.
Oh,
I know
really?
that is a really good thing because A, it looks good, and
Oh,
B,
that's
it's
right.
better for the penguins.
Yes,
That's right.
the make
It's in that brown packaging, isn't it?
yeah, specifically for in their way to try and get rid of one-use plastics, which I
Yes.
think is really nice.
It is, and it actually looks nice as well. It looks more like heritage as well.
Yeah, it looks older, which is
Stop playing with it.
good. He's fixing
Can't help
it.
it. There you go. I've almost got it straight.
I wouldn't do that.
All right.
Thank you very much, Finley.
Thanks, Vin.
As
We've learned
always, it's
more.
been an absolute pleasure, and I promise not to damage your.
Now you understand.
What?
Thank you so much for having me on.
No worries. Thanks, Vin.
I'll see everyone next time.
Okay.
Thank
bye.
We might have to use this on our own layout now. Hey?
Now, so what happens is
Yeah.
you can't get the rails to match it the other end again.
Why?
Because it's moved across to the other side. So that's a tricky bit when you fold them so much. See this? It's
Yeah.
coming back.
It's coming back.
But now you're going to have to get it to be even again. So
Oh, that's
see how it
easy.
falls?
Ah, that's easy.
Ah, it's easy.
You're right.
All right, let's go back to this thing. What have we got here? We've got some more years, I think.
Years. And what about
Years.
weights? Somebody
We've got
was
1977. 1977 is not quite right.
just say no.
No.
Not quite right.
Okay, we've got this message here. Unfortunately, I can't read your name. I'm not learned in that script. But it says, "Hi guys, your video helped me a lot with choosing the FS Victory truck. I live in
How is
Dubai and having a lot of fun with it. Special thanks to Brett. Special thanks to you."
That is fantastic.
So it is a really good truck, isn't it? And we've hammered it. We're really hammered.
Well,
Goes really
Will's truck. Will's truck
That's
is
right.
a bit hammered. Winnie.
Ah.
No, but the
Oh.
FS racing truck is fantastic.
Mm.
And coming up to this time of year can only be described as Christmas.
Yes.
It is gonna absolutely be the biggest seller in RC. I am absolutely confident.
It goes
of that.
so well and such good value for the price.
That's right.
Look at this. I've got a year.
What?
I know a year, a scale.
1/32.
1/32.
I'm calling that correct.
Bing. That is correct.
Bing.
Now, Anthony's still going with the years. He's
Is
still
it?
trying. He's still trying.
Still trying.
Yeah.
What about the weights?
1976. No. Sorry.
76.
No. That's not correct. Although this, here's a trick on how to straighten up the track. Straight edge the track on the tabletop.
Not sure.
That's a job for you. Oh, here's a weight. So Anthony's come back. 880 grams. No, that's monstrous.
That's
It's
a
not
little
that
car.
monstrous. No, it's not that. It's way below that. Way below.
It's between 20 and 200.
20 and 200.
Like, let's just get them in the ballpark.
Yeah. Good
Yeah?
on you. Yeah, you're a nice guy. aren't you?
20 and 200.
Yeah.
It's a ballpark.
All right, what else we got to look at?
Lots.
We got trains.
We've got trains, we've got cars, we've got automobiles. How about robots?
How about robots?
Can you call them robots? Or did I just offend all the gunplers?
Well, you offend me every day with different things, so I don't think that really matters. What about you? What did you just say?
That is really cool. That is taking my breath away.
Is it? This is a strike freedom. And this is a perfect grade, which has been really hard to get the last few years. And that's got to do with production issues in Japan. So it wasn't long ago.
You need batteries for it.
Well, it's got lighting, hasn't it?
Well, it does if you need batteries.
Has it got lights?
Well, it's got batteries.
Oh, that'll be for lights.
Wow.
So perfect grade, if you don't know, is
I don't.
the premium grade of Gundam. And it's a different scale too. It's a bigger scale. So you start off with, I guess, look, the main grades are HG, which is 1 to 144 scale, which is high grade. Then you go master grade, which is 1 to 100. And then you go to PG, which is 1 to 60 scale. So that's almost double the size. I mean, it's 40% bigger.
I don't want
Man.
12s.
Hey?
I don't want 12s.
You want
I don't call it mini. I don't call it mini me. I want it to be about this big.
well, you go to Japan, you can see a 1 to 1 scale one.
That's too big.
So this is really exciting because we haven't had any of these big kits for a while. I mean, look at the thickness of the box.
You love a thick box.
Absolutely massive. So the thing about PGs is they have a lot more parts, so there's a lot more articulation. And particularly the fingers are individually articulated. That shows you how far they go with these things. You didn't know that, did you? So on the back, is that the back or is that the front?
I look forward to seeing your entry for next year's Model
This
Expo.
is the other side.
How long will this take you to click together?
Maybe 2 years. But that's me. For a normal person, it'll probably take a week. It's a lot of bits to cut off.
A lot of spruage.
Lots.
No?
And if you can imagine, I mean, this is massive. It's so big, it's got a handle.
Can we go? Can we get into it or not?
Oh, we can get into it. Let's have a look.
It's pretty special. Do you think
It
we should
is.
get into it?
Oh, we'll look at it a little bit.
Have you opened one before?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're doing?
No.
This should be wrapped in plastic.
Should it?
Yeah.
Now,
It's a matter of time before the ninja.
the ninja's gonna
Hey, he's
grab
been,
it.
He's been frothing for this.
He has been. He has been. And it hasn't been pretty, has it?
Poor little fella's been.
All right, we've got to slide this sucker out. It's coming out. Look at all the bits.
Be careful.
There we go.
I'm going to put this to the side. Would there be 100 sprues?
There's a lot of screws. Look how golden that is. So you've got different gold tones.
So many sprues.
You've got really rich gold here.
I want to see Panda build this one in the bag.
Oh, there's no chance. That guy's always looking for some funny challenges.
Hey,
You got some chrome.
is the
I don't- I don't
is
really-
the top little right off?
No. That'd probably be better now, wouldn't it?
I'm just thinking with all the rustling.
How's that?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. We're trying to do a professional broadcast. That's all.
Oh, trying. Doesn't always work, does it?
I'd like to think
Little
that it
bag
does.
of bits. Okay, so you got your battery box for the LEDs. There's springs in there too. I don't know what the springs are for.
That's so we can bounce.
And jump around. Look at all the bits. All the bits. Now we're going to white bits. And we're still going. So I don't want to empty the whole thing, but I've got blue
No,
and
don't do
red.
that.
So let's do this. Because it's going to be pretty tight to get back in the box. But you've got a chunk of bits in here too. So that's pretty special, isn't it?
I cannot believe, and I say it every time you open the color palette. I can't believe there's like 3 golds.
Well, they do this because
4,
it's
5.
it's meant to be pleasurable to build without needing to paint it. So it looks really good even if you don't paint it.
The engineering behind this is something out of this world, isn't it?
It is. It is.
That is a
Beautiful.
lot of screws.
It is.
If you look at the dollar of this kit
Yes.
per sprue, it's probably really cheap.
Oh yeah, first sprue,
You know?
for sure.
Like there's not 100 in there, but there's probably a good 30.
There'll be more than 30 in there.
More than 30?
For sure.
More than 30. I'll put it here very precariously.
I think it's going to fall. That's it. What else you got? We're going
There
to
we
check
go.
some weights. Let's check some weights.
Wait.
Oh, look at this. We've got 175 grams.
Nope.
No?
Lighter.
It's lighter than 175. I can't remember now. So lighter than 175. Now, Craig's gone through the years again. 1985. No.
Good year, 85.
Was it?
Don't know.
Okay, let's see.
Is that it?
That's it. That's it. What else you got there? What are you reaching for?
I've got good stuff.
Oh!
I have got some good stuff. What do you like most about the Nova Fox?
Well, this was my first Tamiya kit.
And what did you think of it?
I thought it was really sleek.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it had double wishbone independent suspension.
Monoshock front end.
Monoshock front end. This particular version comes with the sway bar on the front, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when I bought mine, the sway bar kit was optional. So that's something I bought pretty quickly. The interesting thing is how narrow they managed to get the design, because in those days, the servos, the receiver, the speed controller were all massive.
A little chunkamunka.
And it was really hard to get it all together because you need to screw it all together. It's fully sealed.
Mm.
And then I tried to take it racing and I had to change crystals. And the only way to do it is you have to pull it all apart. So I actually cut a hole in the top of the chassis so I could just get to the crystal. A lot of memories. It's got the...
What year was that?
What year was it?
Did you first race?
Must have been late 80s.
Where did you race?
Templestowe.
Yeah?
Yeah. I went to Keilor too. Not Keilor, Knox.
There you go.
There you go.
That is a Nova Fox. It's so iconic of, I don't know, what I'd call a modern buggy. Not like Sand Scorcher. It's not like, but this is an 80s buggy. This is like my childhood buggy. If you asked me to draw a buggy when I was a kid, this is exactly what I would have drawn.
Well, this is it looks very much like the Baja buggies they would have run back then too. It still had this realistic look to it. But they were using the polycarbonate body.
This one's polycarbonate?
Yes.
And this would originally came out, this would be later than the Frog and stuff, wouldn't it? It's a bit
It
like
is later. It's quite much later.
86, 87.
So you see the tyres? So these are the hot shot type tyres.
So it's 86, 87-ish.
It
And it was originally called the Fox.
was originally called the Fox. Now,
But
there's
because
probably
of
been...
licensing laws and everything, yeah?
I guess so.
Because
So they
Fox
did...
is its own brand. It
That's
was
right.
then too.
Yeah. So Fox Racing, I guess, perhaps is...
They've got to pay for another 25 years license.
That's right. And probably don't want to do that. And it also differentiates this from an original release as well. So it helps upkeep the value of an original Fox. Now these come with really glitzy chromed, like gold chromed wheels.
Yep.
Let's move this sucker. You're going to open it up.
Really glitzy.
Glitzy.
Really
We like
glitzy. Really glitzy 540.
And when I painted mine,
Here going in the top.
I brush painted. Because in the day, I used to be able to buy the acrylic polycarbonate paints.
PC.
That's right, in the big bottles.
I bet
There you go.
I bet Panda's still got some.
He does, I think. I think he showed me some.
Did he?
There you go. There's those super bright gold rims. You got a pretty big driver figure. That's quite large compared to the earlier type stuff.
Is it?
You got the Nerf bars. So these Nerf bars are quite similar in look to the BBX. So I think BBX took a sort of look from this. Super soft. See how flexy they are.
I'm actually building a BBX at the moment. If you haven't been keeping up. I think
Well,
the
it's
first
been
episode-
released. It has
The
been.
first episode went out the other day.
Did.
That is
Did.
that is hilarious build.
So here's a gearbox. So it's a what was it? It's a sort of a 3-gear design. You got the enclosed spur gear with a counter gear on it, another counter gear, and then onto the diff. And you'll see how the motor holes are slotted. So you could adjust the different pinions by putting in a different spacer in it. So it just slots in and pushes the screw across.
I know the ones.
Mm.
Hot Shot had that too.
Hot shot
yeah?
style. That's
Yeah,
right.
Crap.
They're hard to get out.
Absolute junk.
But it made it easy because the whole philosophy of Tamiya at the time was to make it simple to build.
And sell spares.
Yes. So you got your hinge pin
In the gearbox
holders
case.
there. Yes, built in. Here you got your suspension. You got rear suspension here with the front arm supports that screw into the sides of the chassis. Top arm, lower arm, rear hubs, rear arms. And this came with the CVA shocks too. So the CVA shocks actually had what do you call it? Dual rate damping.
Yeah.
Was an option. So you could put a thin Mylar washer on one end, and it'll compress fast. No, sorry, it'll return faster than compressed. Or vice versa if you want to play around with it. You got the top arms here, and these have got the Hot Shot style captured balls. Same
My
sort of thing.
favorite.
Another one of your favorites?
Really good. Really good. It's really enticing me to buy. Don't ever mention Hot Shot stuff. Don't mention
the
Hot
arms.
Shot stuff on buggies again.
No. What else we got here? We got the
That's
classic
it.
tires.
Super grippers.
Super
Are they
grippers.
super grippers?
Super grippers they are. So this would have been a similar sort of time of release as, say, the Yokomo Super Dogfighter.
Do you want to have a look at the basic rules of RC car driving?
What are the basic
And
rules?
this is-
5 basic rules.
Everybody should know that. Zoom in so we can. I love these little tidbits. Avoid driving cars in the streets and crowded areas.
Streets, yes. Crowded areas, no.
Make sure that no one else is using the same frequency in your driving area.
Well, that's old school, isn't it?
That's not something that we've had to worry about the past 20 years.
That's
I love
crystals.
that. Disconnect the battery when not in use. Yep,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Fully charge the batteries and never modify the wiring.
The modify bit, you know, we've done that, haven't we?
Avoid continuous driving. I mean, well, that's what you do. No? What does it mean, continuous driving?
We're driving for days on end.
I don't know. The battery's going to go flat sooner or later. Anyway, those little tidbits that really make Tamiya to me stand out. That's what
There you
makes
go.
Tamiya
There's the
special.
body. Look
Put
at
it
that.
away.
Look at that.
No, put it
That's
away.
bringing back memories.
God, you can
That
build
looks
another one.
different. Why does it look different?
1985.
It doesn't have that stamped in the body itself. I think the body looks newer.
Well, it says 1985 in the wing, so I'm calling it.
Oh,
Put
yeah?
it away.
All right. Okay. All right.
There's so
Jeez.
much to look at.
All right, bring the next one. Is there a next
Yeah.
one?
There's what?
Is it?
Don't get me started.
What else you got there? You got any tanks?
What haven't I got?
Oh, what's that? This is a VW Golf. Is this a GTI Rabbit? Looks a bit like one, doesn't
A
it?
GTI Rabbit. What do you
It's a
mean?
rally version.
I don't think it's a rabbit.
Well, the Rabbits were GTIs. They called them that.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, could
And
be
they had
that.
that red stripe on the bumper. Or is it any?
They still have that now.
Do they?
Modern Golf GTI
Still's got the red.
has that and the
Oh,
tartan.
has it? Oh,
If
does
you
it?
get the fabric option, it's tartan.
Oh, is it?
Stuart tartan, I think it is.
Right.
And on the gear boot.
So one of the design features of a Golf they try to emulate in every Golf is this C-pillar. They try to copy that line like this on every single one. And you see it. It is quite specific.
Specific, but not based on a narrow TA01 chassis, TL01.
Well, this is an XV, isn't it? What do they call it? An MF01. MF01X.
Because it's got a small wheelbase, I imagine like a mini chassis.
Yes, but it resembles a TL01 type of chassis, doesn't it? It's got that sealed shaft drive.
Shaft. You love a bit of shaft action.
So we recently shared some video of a
Go to the top one.
Toyota Yaris,
Yes,
and everyone loved it.
they do.
Yep. So this would be a similar sort of thing. It's got rally tires on it,
Rally blocks.
four-wheel drive, so you'll be able to do the sort of drift action in the dirt as well.
It's got my favorite. Where's that from?
What's that? Well, the red knuckles.
This is a hot shot.
Yeah,
That's
that's right. They're hot shot. And then
Manta
the
Ray,
C
top
hubs,
fours.
yeah. Well, C hubs are top fours, and then
Manta Ray, top
TAO2
fours.
type thing. Yeah. And you got your stepped kingpins.
I sound negative, but this is crap.
Why?
I don't know.
Has it got all foot shocks?
Yes.
No, they're coil spring dampers.
Coil spring dampers. Does not have shocks. Has adjustable rear camber.
Does it?
Front's not.
Oh. Well, there you go.
But it would be fun.
For sure.
And it does have, yeah, so 210, 225, or 239. So it does have the mini or MO or MB spec wheelbases.
Yes.
So it is
Very cool.
It's going to look like a little Abarth. 4-wheel drive.
4-wheel drive bath.
That's very cool.
What's he got there? Oh. So TTO2 is one of our
Heroes.
of chassis
Because
because they can take such good, well, they come with such good bodies and they're very,
price point.
that's right, cost effective.
The price point is phenomenal, isn't it?
And they're drivable too.
And I can bang on about these for days. These are a very budget or very
Did you say budget?
economy-based kit. Like it's a cheaper end. I
Yes.
could have said budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're fantastic. The bodies are really good. They come up really nice.
Yes.
And they're quite usable as long as you just stick to the standard 540, maybe even a sports tune. They're really good fun. You can have
look awesome.
you can have a bit of fun with them. They're quite tough.
And they look awesome just sitting on a shelf.
And they're all like $200 or something.
What about
I
here?
don't know.
Yeah.
They're really good. That's the Panda spec one. Yeah.
How good's it look?
Doesn't it look phenomenal? That was really, really good, that one. Where's the box? The box is down there. That's the one that Panda and myself built. We've actually got to finish the stickers on it. And then it's done.
A few more?
Yeah. Might get that ready
Have
for
we
the
got anything
classic.
else in here? No.
TTO2.
Mm-hmm.
This is that one there, the body.
Oh, the bodies, yes.
But yeah, so these are really, really good staple products, really good entry point, really good school holiday project, really good Christmas project.
We've got your build on YouTube, so if you want to have an idea of what they like to build, pretty straightforward,
they're
good fun.
They just click together, really well engineered. You build them in a couple of hours. It takes you a couple of hours. Like the body's already pre-cut mostly. You just cut the straight edges. Takes you, the longest part of the build is generally the stickers.
Yes.
And if you bought these ones here, that even these ones seemingly have minimal stickers. There's freaking stickers everywhere.
Yeah.
The window frame will be a sticker, the wipers, the carbon fiber.
But that's what makes them look so good.
Stickers everywhere, So even when you go, that's got no stickers, you can bet it's going to be a big sticker.
Big sheet.
But that's all part of the fun.
It is.
So that is TTO2.
There we go. TTO2s. What have we got here? We're going to need more weights. We've got 145, 155, 93.
93.
Or 80.
Or 80.
Oh, that's from multiple people.
Oh.
What was it again?
Can't remember.
I think it's lower than those.
It is.
It's lower than 80.
But the temperature has changed.
Oh, has that? We better remeasure it.
We'll remeasure it.
All right.
I'm just firing it.
You zeroing it?
It's zeroing, all right.
Yeah, it doesn't have enough power. Just breathe on it. There we go. That's 0. Okay. Yep.
That's what I thought.
It's below 80.
It's below 80.
Below 80. Not 50. No, it's higher than 50.
Higher than 50.
Between 50 and 80.
50 and 80.
Let's move on. What have we got now?
What
we need to talk
now?
about. What else do we need to talk about? We've got other things.
What other things?
There's other things over there.
Yeah. I'll go get them.
Yeah. So we're going to have a look at more little things.
We guessed the scale, didn't we?
The scale.
So we're not giving it away.
No. We guess the scale. So 1/32 scale. And what are these?
These ones here are our latest shipment of Scalatrix.
They are.
And there's some really phenomenal things here. One of them in particular is the Lamborghini. Why is there an empty box?
I didn't bring the empty box. I just put it over there. That is for that.
You're giving it away.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Lucky
No,
it
I
doesn't say
haven't.
what year it is.
This has got scale fleck that you like.
Yeah, well, don't get me started on scale fleck.
What do you got there?
Lane flakes actually really impressed me. The scale
Is it?
fleck. Oh, that's terrible.
That's chunky lame.
That looks
We will
like
show you later.
that looks
It's,
more out of scale than the Aston Martin I've seen recently.
but it looks period correct.
Probably they would have looked like it would look like a.
It would have been like that, don't you reckon?
70s bloody speedboat.
It looks. That's right. It looks like the fiberglass has been formed and then it's been thrown on top of it and then cleared. That's it,
That's actually really scale,
isn't
no?
it? Isn't it?
What
What have we got here?
So
What do you
what
got?
have we got here?
Okay.
We've got this awesome Rover, and it would have been a touring car at some point. I'm guessing.
Is that what they used to call Vitesses and stuff?
This one here, yeah, Super Turismo. Well, yeah, that was a Honda Vitessa, but in this form, it's a Rover.
Right.
And they're saying it's French, but Rover is clearly English. Comes from the British Leyland, doesn't it? Jaguar, United Land Rover Company.
Mm.
But yeah, Honda actually silly licensed them as well, didn't they?
No. So what happened
What
is
do you
when
mean, no?
when Rover ran out of money, they needed another car.
Yeah.
And so Honda rebadged the Honda Integra.
The legend.
No, an Integra.
Really?
Yeah, an Integra into a Vitesse,
Oh, okay.
and it was a two-door.
I thought they badged these ones.
No,
No?
it was a Honda.
Ah,
Yeah. That's why they sold.
is it?
Yeah.
That's probably why they're still going. No,
Ah,
Hondas do go.
they do. They
And this
do.
one here is a Chrysler.
A Chrysler. What kind of Chrysler is that?
Why you keep asking me all the hard questions?
Did you
Hemi-
ask for help? There's someone coming to help.
Hemi Cuda. No, they're coming to pick me up.
Oh. What have we got here? Got a Shelby Cobra.
This one is also a Shelby Cobra 289.
Is it? What?
It's got some funky paintwork.
It's got a fastback.
Yeah, it's got the hard top on it.
This has got a hard top on it.
Oh,
It's got a fast top hardback.
fast top hardback. That's a mouthful. Fast top hardback.
There you go.
And my personal favourite. You might have to have a look at this one on the overhead.
Yeah. But there's another big one there too.
Well, that's pretty popular too, isn't it?
Yes.
Let me get that one then.
What are we going to do? We're going to look at this one first.
Yeah, have a look at that one.
Let me set up the camera first.
Because these two that we're looking at are absolutely phenomenal.
What do we got here? What is that?
What's what? It's Mr. Bean.
It's Mr. Bean, isn't it?
Looks a bit like you.
Now, we've had these before.
If you had hair, that's what you'd look like.
I have had hair before.
Did you look like that?
My hair was more of an afro.
Okay.
You don't believe me, do you?
Not really. Curly hair.
No, it was straight up.
Oh, straight. I
It
was
was
gonna say.
straight afro. It wasn't curly
Straight, I was
afro.
going to say.
No, I just used to poke up. There we go. Last time we had these, sold it in no time, did they?
Yeah. And that is actual real textiles.
Yes,
That
Yeah,
is real rope.
it is. It is.
Somebody's been in there with little hands tying knots.
They have.
That is actually really, really nice. We had like 50 of them and they couldn't get enough. So they've come back in, second batch, and there's not many.
I think I need to make his eyebrows a little bit bigger
Why?
because he's got big eyebrows.
Oh, geez.
It's a bit scary, isn't it? But there's his Mini. He's working out how to drive his sofa home because he just bought it. You see the sold sticker on the back of it.
Rowan Atkinson had the most expensive insurance claim ever for a motor vehicle. Did you know that?
Was that his McLaren?
Yeah, he stacked his F1.
How much did that cost?
14 million or something because he refused to get it written off. And McLaren said, we'll rebuild it.
Right.
So they had to like reform the chassis and everything, autoclave it.
Because when he bought it, it would have been 1 million.
Hmm.
Because that was one of the most expensive cars at the time.
Yeah,
And so they paid out 14 million
something
to get it rebuilt.
Yeah, to get it rebuilt.
Well, look, it's probably worth a whole lot more now, right? That's
Yeah,
got
probably.
a story to it. And there's not many of those cars around anymore, right?
No, I think they've all probably been crashed.
Yep. All right, what do you got next? What's that thing? Oh,
got myself Dodge Monaco. What do we got?
Pull him open.
It's midnight. I'm wearing sunglasses. We got half.
Look
we
at
got
the brothers.
Half a pack of
You can
cigarettes.
actually see the brothers in there. And this, again, has got real rope.
Elwood and Jake. I've never met anybody called Elwood.
Oh, yeah.
I know there's a suburb called Elwood in here in Melbourne. It's
Look
got
at them.
lights. It's got working LED lights.
Do you reckon it looks like them?
I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've seen
Look at that.
them.
There you go. There's a big
Classic movie, The Blues Brothers, huh?
That's it.
Pretty cool. All right.
All right. So there we go. But I wanted to show up close
What?
the lame flake.
I don't even understand that word, but okay.
I don't know where it came from either, but I just like saying it. Look at that. That is some three-dimensional paint, isn't it?
It is. It's like Ripley.
And that's why we think it looks so scale, because it looks like a fiberglass.
I think they've done that deliberately. They couldn't do it that bad if they tried.
Because that's definitely a purple with the speckles thrown onto it and then cleared.
Yeah.
With a candy.
They've sprinkled, haven't they? They've got in the glitter.
It's definitely
sprinkled
speedboat style, isn't it? 1960s, 1970s
That's what
speedboat.
they did, was get the glitter and throw it in the paint and whiz it up and blow it through the airbrush.
Yep.
Make it
Well, the
look
decals are
sparkly.
nice and crisp.
Scale-electric stuff is absolutely beautiful.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
No,
I think it's getting better and better.
I don't,
Scale-wise.
I don't know how they do it. And so many people collect it. They got no intention of ever running them or playing with them. They just like to collect them.
Well, I think those
Look at
new
them.
style boxes help too, because it's very easy to clamshell them shut, so you keep all the dust out. Then when you want a closer look at them, you just open it up and you practically touch it. And close it up
Well,
again.
you can physically touch it. You don't have to practically touch it. You can touch it.
Well, you can get really close. Like your eye can touch it.
Your eye can touch it.
Yeah, that's looking at it very, very carefully.
Mm.
So there we go.
Mhm, mhm.
That's some of the stuff we've got, eh? Should we have a closer look at this one? Is it about time that we...
I would like to say it's
Come to
time,
a conclusion.
But we've actually had. I would like to, but there's another thing that I want to talk about very
Oh,
quickly.
really? Okay.
So last weekend was not only the Victorian state titles, which is the biggest race in the world as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
There was a little race happening in America called the IFMAR World Champions.
Oh, that little race.
Yeah, the race in 1/10. The Aussie contingency did really well.
Hmm.
I mean, we always struggle against the big guys.
Hmm.
They're just next level and they're so used to those tracks and it's not used
Yes.
to what we're running on.
Yes.
But I think we placed as high as in tool, I think forward drive our highest Aussie, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was 42nd or 43rd.
Mhm.
Not bad, a D main.
Mhm.
When you've got names like in the B main of like Ty Tasman, Dakota Fend, all those guys. And in two-wheel drive, I think we got as high as 27th. I think it was a C main.
Mm.
So that's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
So yeah, so that's really good. So congratulations to the Aussies. On another note, they've announced the 2025, which is the next one,
Mhm.
IFMA World Titles in Australia.
In Australia.
How cool is that?
That's something to look forward to.
Now, obviously, one of our biggest hero brands here is Yokomo, isn't it?
It is.
And we love 10 scale.
We do.
I had a holiday once. I had a holiday once. It felt like,
And you ran it.
and I ran it.
This was at Knox.
And I ran it with much glee and happiness.
It's got dirt on it.
Myself and Aaron Defina,
Mhm.
Dr. Defina as he's commonly known. We went down there. I should have bought the comicals too. We smashed comicals for about an hour and a half. By smashed, I mean we just,
Drove them.
they're really good because the batteries just don't seem to go flat. It's like some sort of portal where you put a battery in and it just goes.
Right.
So they had 9-step LiPo. They would have done about an hour and a half. This poor little thing did probably about 2 hours running time,
Mm.
probably 120 minutes on track. Went through 3 sets of tires. And this is the sort of state that they end up in.
Like
They-
this.
Yeah,
Worn.
they weren't gripping very well by then. These are Sweep Square Armor silver compound.
Mhm.
Really nice. These ones have got closed toe inserts. And these would have done about an hour.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow.
they would have done like 4 or 5 batches, and there would have been 10 to 12-minute runs.
Okay.
So it was a beautiful day out there at Knox. We had heaps of fun in anticipation and getting ready for the Vintage Bash. But yeah, so that's really cool. So that's a Yokomo. This one here is actually an older model. This is a Cal 3.1. I'm so excited. The SO 2.0 is set to land in Australia at the end of next week.
That's it.
So it'll be really cool to see all those new innovations. But yeah, 10th scale. So congratulations to all the Aussies who competed overseas. Yeah, 10th scale buggy, obviously Yokomo, we absolutely love to bits.
Well, it's the last Worlds that were in Australia were quite a famous Yokomo Worlds.
It was the first for Masami.
1989.
Yeah, that was his first world champion.
That's right.
And it was in a Yokomo. There was lots of controversy as well. That was back when they used to prototype things and this and that.
That's right. They came for the pre-Worlds and they actually took home bags of dirt and they developed a new tyre for the event.
That's what they reckon, don't they?
Yeah,
they reckon they
that's
used to go to those sorts of lengths, which when you think about it now is crazy.
It is crazy.
Because they can just do it all remotely and via emails and just...
Yes. And if you remember, we have actually got some YouTube videos with Andy Cook, who's built a 1989 RC10 replica, which is associated, but at the time, Associated and Yokomo were working hand in hand. Yokomo supplied the four-wheel-drive car and Associated supplied the two-wheel-drive car. And Masami had a very special prototype, which was the Yokomo version of the RC10 and won with it. So four-wheel drive and two-wheel drive. So if you're interested in that, just have a look at our YouTube, do a bit of a search. It's quite an interesting looking car.
That's right. So 10th scale off-road is going to go gangbusters the next 2 years.
It will.
Keep an eye out. Congratulations to everybody. And yeah, bring on the next world titles, huh?
Yeah.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
Some in spirit, if nothing else.
No, we'll be there.
I will not be competing. I promise you that.
We'll be competing, but not on the race surface. Probably competing on other things.
I'll be a head tire cleaner. I wouldn't glue them. I wouldn't dare glue anybody's. Can you imagine that responsibility?
What, if one comes loose?
Gluing somebody's tires at world champs. I wouldn't.
No, people would never forget it.
No, would they?
No.
So.
You're the guy that made the tires come off.
That's right. It'd be very probable.
It would be.
But have a look at the gluing I did here. That's pretty good. I'm pretty proud of that. Because they didn't get any care or love or attention. They got ran to death.
Well, that's pretty much our attention span these days.
That's right.
Yes.
That was episode 174. Let's have a look at the car.
Yeah, let's have a look at the car before we go. Did anyone guess 75 grams?
Lower.
Lower than 75 grams?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So between 55 and between 65 and 75 is what we need.
You can zoom in and have a look around.
Have a look around. What am I looking around at?
The car. You're gonna have to zoom right in.
Oh, geez. What are we doing here?
Oh, you can't adjust both rings at once.
Why not? Watch me. All right, what have we got here?
Get right in there.
We got a Walter Wolf special. This is the third Walter Wolf car that was made for him. And it's in a very deep blue with gold striping of the Walter Wolf race team colours.
And that's right. That was his race team colours, wasn't it?
That's right.
The royal blue, if you will.
He's got his logos
gold
there.
Striping.
So this one, hang on, I can't remember what he did to it. It got fitted with a special F1 type clutch, I think.
Did it?
Let's have a look.
It's got a beautiful bright blue dash.
Wolf's third special was actually the first LP400S built. He had the same 5-litre engine installed together with his double-disc Borg and Beck F1 type clutch and the 8-caliper disc brakes. 8-caliper?
8-piston, I think it means.
Right.
8-piston caliper.
Which were now fully adjustable from within the cockpit. This car was finished in aggressive dark blue black and featured special Walter Wolf Racing hubcaps. But on the 1978 Geneva Auto Show, where it was displayed as the first LP400S, it didn't have the rear wing, which later on was installed, as you see here. So there you go.
So what year is it?
It is 1978.
78.
Yes.
How modern does that look for a 78 model car?
Oh, space age.
No?
Yeah.
I love that. I love that, like Lamborghinis, whether they're not the best car to own or not, they probably had the most pin-up posters of any car ever.
Oh,
No, they
yeah,
just look
every
the
kid had
coolest.
it.
I wouldn't say every, but they're probably on more like 9-year-old bedroom walls than anything.
So these intakes weren't standard, were they? That's an extra thing.
They crept in. They just crept in over the years.
And then the wing was later development. As in your flares.
Yeah. They did have I knew it was an early one because of the taillights.
Oh, really?
Because they were actually Lancia taillights.
What they used on this?
Just a hatch, just crap.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
They didn't have the technology or the means to actually make a proper taillight.
Right.
So they styled it differently, but it's actually just a Fiat or a Lancia. Yeah, crap.
Oh, well, the rest of the car looks good.
Yeah, that's right.
Who actually designed the car? Was it one of those Italian design houses, like Ital Design, or
I should know, but I've forgotten. I probably knew once, but yeah. There you go. Lamborghini Countach.
All right, what weight was it?
72.
Weight?
Yeah.
72 grams.
Did you ask me? Or were you asking somebody else?
I was looking over there,
You
but
were
I was
looking.
asking you.
Not sure what you were doing.
I don't know what I was doing. I have no idea.
You were in the zone. You forgot that we were on camera.
1972. What else was 1972? Oh, the Lotus.
72 grams.
Yeah, that's what confused me.
72. Nobody picked up, did they?
No.
We got this far in.
No.
Nobody guessed it.
No.
Well,
Oh, Cookie's on.
they're probably because it's such a big show.
Oh, Cookie's just said it was the second and third World Championship for Masami.
Second and third. Where was his first?
You have to show. Oh, his first was 87.
Oh, of course it was.
In
First for Yokomo, sorry. Yeah,
Mm.
first for Yokomo.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because the
So-
one in England doesn't count.
No.
It's with some English brand. Probably folded by now. I forgot now what their name was. No?
Don't they make shoes or something now?
I think they make shoes. That's right.
All right, there we go. That was episode 170.
174.
That's it.
Thank you for joining us. We covered a lot of ground. Thank you to
Didn't we?
Lachlan and the Bendigo Club for coming in. Seemed like an infinity ago.
It does.
Thank you for Finley.
Yep, for all the train
And
info.
thank you for the viewers for watching.
That's it.
See you next week.
All right, see you
175.
later. Bye-bye.